Hello, and welcome to Two Bras at the Movies. I'm Cheris Hodges from CherisHodges.net.
And I'm Katie King from theedusexual.com.
And today we are going to talk about the Justice League. Now, both of us went to see the movie, of course, not together, because unfortunately,
I'm in Houston.
and I'm in Charlotte. But you see,
So
we have one thing in common. We fucks with Wonder Woman. Okay?
what's up?
We're all
What's
about
up?
Wonder Woman. So,
I fucks with superheroes, period.
yes, exactly. And we're looking forward to February, Black Panther.
Baby. Baby. That's a whole new topic. We
Whole
might
new
have to do a
topic.
whole
Might have to do a whole hour on that one. But
I
right
had to
now,
do my black girl hands on that one.
but
Baby.
you gotta clap. What you not gonna do? All right. Now, let's get back on task. Now, the Justice League is a movie that went through a lot of incarnations. First, it was going to be a Zack Snyder thing. Then Josh Whedon came in. And it was supposed to be a lighter DC movie after that bullcrap that was Batman versus Superman.
I mean, that was just a big ass steaming pile of shit.
Yeah, I love your subtlety there. Yes. I mean. But yes, Batman versus Superman was trash. And for me to say that, because I am a DC girl, I sleep with Batman every night with my Batman pillowcase. I watch Batman movies all the time. And, full disclosure, I did buy that movie on DVD just to have it in my collection because I'm just that much of a DC nerd. But I've only watched it one other time and I just skipped straight to the part where Wonder Woman comes up.
Because that was the only good fucking part of the whole goddamn movie.
Exactly. So, back to Justice League. They get it away from dark ass Zack Snyder. I mean, Zack Snyder, he must have watched his parents die in an alley too.
But see, here's the thing. Like, the difference between me and you, because we've made a comment before about, oh, it's not dark or movie's dark. I like dark. So a dark movie don't bother me. Batman is dark as fuck anyway. I'm a violent motherfucker. I like dark shit. So stuff like that don't really bother me. I think you like lighter movies. There's certain, so like, I know you said you didn't like it, right?
Right.
Do you like it? Right. And I liked it. Now, was it great? I mean, like, I thought it was a good movie. Like, here's problem number one. I fucked around. They did the release wrong. They should have had that come out, then Thor. Because Thor is so fucking awesome.
Oh my God.
It's too much of a comparison.
Yes.
So, everything gonna be, this ain't shit compared to Thor.
Because Thor Ragnarok was, oh my God. Check out, I wrote a piece about it. If you follow KD on Facebook and Twitter, she wrote a lot about it as well. A lot. Now, for me.
And can I give you the highlight? The highlight of my piece was Thor Ragnarok. White men ain't shit. Because that was what I really thought the name of the movie should be. And maybe with this post I'll link, because it's a public profile, I'll link to Cheris's blog, and then we'll link to my post on it. Because we got to stay focused on Justice League. But go for it.
Okay. So for me, Justice League takes these iconic DC heroes. You got Batman, you got Wonder Woman, you got Aquaman.
Whew.
You got the Flash. And then there's Cyborg, who for a lot of people who really aren't into the comics or the DC animated movies, you probably don't really know who Cyborg is. In Justice League Doom, we see Cyborg, and I think he was voiced by Shamar Moore in that one. Anyway, so they were stupid. I did not like the Flash because I love the Flash on CW. And once again, DC is fucking up because you make us fall in love with these folks on TV like you did with Tom Welling in Smallville. And in 2009, when we did Superman Returns, who's this guy? Who's this guy? This is not Tom Welling. You had me watch the show for 10 fucking seasons and I don't get to see him in the draws. I mean, in the Superman outfit. You know what I'm saying? So once again, DC has brought in a new Flash and he was corny as fuck. I mean, people are like, oh, it was funny.
But Flash has always been kind of corny, comic relief, sarcastic. That's always been Flash.
But Flash is normally funny. He's funny in the cartoons. I like the guy that plays Flash on the show, Grant is awesome as the Flash, even though he keeps fucking up the world, but that's the TV show.
Even though, but you know, he's again, Flash has always done some shit. Because I was just getting ready to watch Justice League,
Flashpoint.
Thank you, Flashpoint. You know, so that's. Listen, I was really going to in this video say I'm not a comic person, but I used to watch cartoons, but I already outed myself that I still watch the cartoons.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, and speaking of cartoons, you'd be happy to know, because last night I was trolling YouTube. Constantine is going to be an animated series on CW Seed, and the guy who played Constantine in the live action version is actually going to be doing the voice for Constantine.
But you know, I'm pissed because Constantine, they made into a TV show and it only lasted like one season.
Yeah, well, that's because everybody's not the CW. The CW is the place for your hero shows. Constantine was on NBC. I know it went online, and they did a second season, I think, on CW Seed. But CW Seed is where you go. Obviously, CW got, like, all kinds of money for special effects, which could have been used in Justice League because they relied too much on CGI. And tell me how the fuck you and Amazon fighting in a bathing suit.
All right, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
So, problem number one, and yes, I think it's been discussed online how first off, I saw fucking Wonder Woman's ass cheeks when she jumped off the damn train.
Me too.
Said, how the fuck? But let's talk about, like, I think I have a problem with, so one, in this movie, their outfits get skimpier, okay? Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. The chronology of events is Wonder Woman happened, and then decades later, Justice League happened. So what has happened is they have been invaded. They have gotten shot. All of this has happened, and their outfits get skimpier, not more protective.
Exactly.
That don't make no fucking sense. These are Amazons that have lived for centuries, that are all about war. They are intelligent. They are well studied. They know damn near everything, and these motherfuckers ain't figured out how to get an outfit that'll protect them from fucking arrows and bullets. That don't make no goddamn sense. But even further along than that is Wonder Woman has always generally had some form. Look at her shirts. Oh shit! I just showed my belly. of a skimpy outfit.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman always out here in her drawers and her bustier. Though I do Wonder Woman bustier for my personal reasons, but yeah, has always been out here half butt ass naked, and that don't make no goddamn sense. Like. And what protects her from the bullets is her bracelets. It really makes no fucking sense that she's out here butt-ass fucking naked doing battle. I'll tell you one goddamn thing. I know you're a DC girl. Storm ain't never been butt-ass naked battling.
Not true. I'll show you the picture that I have of Storm and Black Panther on my wall. Because even though
they fucking?
No, they're not. But they're standing there. She has her cape on, and her ass is out. And she's holding on to her man.
That's different.
That is not different. But anyway.
No. Were they in battle?
No, they're not in battle. But the point is, we just got to be honest. Comics were not drawn with women in mind.
This is true.
That is why the men are always covered. I mean, Superman completely covered. Superman wears his drawers on top of his tights
and turtleneck,
and they got everybody has a cape. But the women, even in Marvel, are very skimpily drawn and you half naked. And I'm looking like, if I'm a villain, man or woman, and you got all this exposed skin, why would I not attack that? And one of the reasons why I hate Spider-Man is because somebody could spray that motherfucker with Raid and he should die. But, back to Justice League. Now, I didn't get the purpose of Aquaman other than for Jason Momoa fans. Because he didn't add anything to the movie. And
listen.
Yeah.
That motherfucker could have stood there for Speaking of objectification, that motherfucker could have stood there for 30 minutes and I'd have been happy. Let me tell you what kind of lady hard on I got when he was walking and the waves were crashing and the wetness touched his skin and he had the bottle of whiskey and he was like, and just dropped it. I was like, oh, good God. Because, objectification. But, yeah, I do agree that he had a very minimal part, right? So he was really just showing hey, I'm Aquaman, I'm here. Because even in the cave, like, he controls the water. He couldn't really stop he just paused the water for a second. He didn't even stop the goddamn water. I'm like, well, bitch,
Like, why are you here?
Aquaman, why you? Yeah, I was kind of wondering. Like, I thought, like, I'm trying to remember Aquaman, and I really could have sworn he had a little bit more power than
He
that.
really could talk to the fish because Batman kept asking him, "Can you talk to fish?" Okay, let me just say this. Christian Bale, if you ever see this video, I want you to know that I fucking hate you. You ain't doing shit. You could have been in Batman versus Superman. You could have been in Justice League. Because Ben Affleck as Batman, I can't buy it. I can't. I cannot. I'm like, okay, your Bruce Wayne is almost okay because Bruce Wayne is an asshole, and so is Ben Affleck in real life. I mean, we read the media coverage and how he did Jennifer Gardner, and we saw your dumb ass in Daredevil. I think Daredevil is why I don't like Marvel, but anyway, we see that you're an asshole, and Bruce Wayne is an asshole, but not all. He's an asshole for show. I mean, I just feel asshole coming through Ben Affleck as he plays my iconic character. I love Batman.
So I'm not as impassioned as you are because one, I disconnect. I don't follow Ben Affleck. I don't give a fuck about him day or night.
Man,
So
I follow anybody that plays Batman. I gotta follow you and see how you gonna be.
No, I don't because then that disallows me to see you as a character, and then I start seeing you as a person. So I don't ever want to do that because then it taints your experience because now you've personalized something that's fictionalized, right? So that's something I would never do. We approach things differently. I don't give a fuck. Like, and just the time, I would never follow somebody like that just because I don't give a fuck about somebody I don't know either. So there's that. But you already know I have a little bit of a je ne sais fuck about me anyway.
All your fucks in the river with Aquaman. Dropped all the fucks in the ocean with Aquaman. All right.
So, I thought the part with him sitting on the lance, the lance of truth, lasso of, I can think of the word. The lasso of truth was funny.
That was funny.
But it was on point. He was like, "You don't do shit. You trip over your own fucking feet. You," and I was like, right. Because you really have no purpose. See, you like Batman. Batman is my least favorite character ever.
What? We gotta break up right now. See, and Batman, and I thought the part where Flash asked him, like, what's your super power, and he said, "I'm rich." I thought that was telling. I was like, that is Batman. He's rich. If you take his money away,
I was just gonna say that.
If you take his money away, he really has nothing. But I mean, what's the difference in Batman and Iron Man?
I was literally just gonna bring that up, and in the Marvel movie, I think it was the scene with the Hulk, and he said, if you take away your suit, what are you? He was like a rich genius playboy.
Yeah, that was with Captain America though.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, what are you without your suit? A rich genius playboy or billionaire genius playboy, something like that. I was like, right. So the superpower is wealth, which from a social standpoint, I think is telling. Is telling that you don't have to have anything as long as you have money.
Exactly.
Then nothing else matters. That I can stand with a god because I'm a billionaire.
Yeah. Right.
So I think from a social commentary perspective,
you go to the best schools, you learn all of this stuff about being a ninja, all of these different cultures. You can buy all these tools. You can have a bat cave.
You can build because money is no object, and so I remember I was thinking that I was like, oh, because you have money, you can now stand with a god.
Yeah. Now, how much do we want to talk about what happens in the second half of this movie without being those spoiler broads?
Bitch, we done spoiled half the movie.
Okay, fuck it. Superman comes back to life, and that was some bullshit. Because there's an iconic Death of Superman comic book, and there's a sorry-ass cartoon movie that DC made, Superman Doomsday, where he dies and comes back to life. But it was done so much. It was, the comic book was like all over the news because it's like, oh my God, Superman died, blah, blah, blah. But I just feel like they just did this plot too quickly. Even in Batman versus Superman when he died, and then when they brought him back. And first of all, let me say this. They fucked up Darkseid. Darkseid is like the quintessential evil person that Superman can't beat. Apocalypse, the mother boxes, Granny Goodness, and you give me Steppenwolf? Like, the fuck was that? That thing, first of all, it was an ugly little villain. I was waiting for Granny Goodness to come out the sky with, Barda and all of these other people, and that didn't happen.
You know what's interesting in terms of our perspectives? And your perspective is coming from someone who's deep into the comic books and all the DC movies. And so your opinion is going to be very much, well, I read something better, or I saw a cartoon better, and this is what I know. And so I find it interesting. Some people just watch the comic to film movies and may not watch the comic, and so their judgment isn't clouded. Because and I won't say judgment, their expectation isn't one of, well, I'm expecting, kind of like when you read a book and you watch the movie, right?
Right.
And so, I will read a book before I see a movie, but I have an expectation of it never being the same because I've kind of learned, like, and comics are different, but I've kind of learned, because movies are so visual, that I'm reading the book just so I can fill in all the gaps that the movie's going to drop out. So that's kind of why I read a book before a movie, because I know the movie is not going to ever fill it in, right?
Right.
So comics are different because comics are visual. So you get the visual and you get the internal and all of that. Mm-hmm. So you have the opportunity to kind of take that and just replicate it into a moving picture, or take elements of different things and replicate it. But no matter what's happening is, and this is, I think, the crux of when you do these, you have to please the existing fan base and secure a new one, right? And so, and it's a weird one. So then you have somebody like me. Again, I don't read the comics. I've never read a comic ever, right? So I'm not a comic fan. Clearly, we've discussed, I do watch the cartoons, though. I'm not as caught up on the cartoons as you are, but I watch them occasionally. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, and that allows me to know the characters, right?
Yes, because please don't be that girl that came to the movie and you don't know who the fuck Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are. Now, I will give you a pass on the Flash, Cyborg, and all of those
I didn't even give you a pass on the Flash.
Well, I will give you a pass on the Flash, just because Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman are the big three, though. But they're the big three. They're the big three. Like, if you don't know nothing else about basketball, you know who the fuck Michael Jordan is. That's Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Okay.
So you can't really be in the movie theater with some dude asking questions about Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Like, the Flash is Kobe Bryant.
Like, listen. Right. So oh damn.
Shade.
I know who Kobe Bryant is, and you know I don't follow area sport.
Go ahead.
So, no, somebody did the same thing to me where they were like, "Hey, what you? I'm going to the movies. Oh, I'm gonna see Justice League. Justice what?" And I was like, "Nothing." Like, "Oh, I might want to see it." I was like, "You don't." I had an attitude. I was like, "Don't fuck with me like that." I know. But back to it. So you wanna So I'm not as invested in, even with me watching the cartoons, I never expect to see that in the movie. I expect them to show me something, take the elements and create, right? So I'm just not as vested in a replication as I am just a good production.
And I feel like we did not get a great production. We got a good production. And with the money that was spent, I feel like this is a movie that's like when two people write a book. When it's a really good book and two people write them, you can't tell where KD stopped writing and Cheris started writing. You just read the book. But if it's a bad book, you can tell KD wrote this part, Cheris wrote this part because it's a disconnect. You can feel the Zack Snyder parts and the Josh Whedon parts, and they don't come together. Even though I love that song, but they don't come together.
That's the end credit song was bomb. I like that remake.
Gary
So
Clark
here's
Jr.,
my
y'all.
issue.
Gary Clark Jr.
And I did end up looking him up and start listening to some of his music. You've been playing him on rotation. I probably listened to about 3-4 songs, but you've been playing him on rotation.
I listened to 3 or 4 albums.
Right. But before we forget, and I have a couple more comments. Before we forget, DC trying to be like Marvel, y'all. So you got to stay till damn near the black screen. There are 2 end credits. One that happens after the first roll, and then another one that happens after they done thank you, city of this, and done the soundtrack. So you got to stay till the screen goes black on your ass. So and it's a really good teaser for those who are DC World, because I didn't know who that character was.
Oh my God.
And I don't remember him at all. I don't read the comics.
You've seen a Superman movie.
Oh shit, was I supposed to know who he was then?
Yes, you were.
I'm saying all the, when you're talking about cartoon movies?
Yeah, hell, cartoon movies, real life movies. Come on now.
I've seen all the Superman movies.
That's Superman's biggest rival.
I'm not talking about Lex Luthor, dude.
Oh, you talking about the other dude. Oh, I'm not going to tell you who that is.
I already know.
Well, good for you, because you Googled it, didn't you?
No, it was 2 dudes that got it was a group of dudes teenagers standing above me who damn near got a hard on when he came on the scene. So I was just like, hey, who's that? And I was like, oh, I don't know that villain. You already mentioned him already when you said they did somebody wrong. Darkseid, yeah, that's who it was. I don't know Darkseid.
That was not Darkseid, so those kids above you were wrong.
Who is he? Am I mixing up the name?
Huh?
Just tell me. Oh.
We're not
gonna... Oh, that's right, because we can't spoil the fucking trailer thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, my bad. So here's the part I had a problem with, right? Wonder Woman is a goddess.
Mm-hmm.
I get the point of the Justice League, and I get what they were trying to do is saying that individually we're great, but together we can conquer anything. So I get that's where they were going with the Justice League. I don't think Aquaman completely served his purpose. You're right with that. I think Flash served his purpose a bit more, showing his ability to help because of his speed. Wonder Woman, her strength, we'll get to that in a second. I'm making a point about that. Batman, I guess, to organize her. He's a great planner. I don't know. But, and then that they could not do anything without Superman, so they brought him back to life. And so my problem...
Spoiler alert! Go ahead.
I think I could tell they were going to bring Superman back to life from the trailer, though.
Yeah, but everybody's not as smart as you.
Thanks. Like, no, literally in one of the trailers it shows Superman flying up. Okay, maybe. Okay. I knew he was coming back to life from the trailer. I knew he was going to make an appearance at the end of the movie.
Well, I knew that too, because there's no Justice League without Superman. But anyway, go ahead. Get to your point.
And so the whole thing was, we need Superman. But Superman could have defeated the fucking villain by himself. He comes on the scene, he knocks him out. Wonder Woman couldn't defeat him. And I'm like, it made... And, you know, I tried to think about it like, okay, Wonder Woman is a god. And I think people keep forgetting she's a god. And Superman is an alien who, and I will admit, has very godlike powers on Earth. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so I can compare him a bit because on Earth with, you know, our Earth sun and stuff, he's faster than Wonder Woman. And actually, I don't ever remember who's the fastest, Superman or Flash. And I've seen quite a bit of movies, and I don't know if that ever got answered.
Barry Allen always says he is the fastest man alive. So, Team
Superman
Flash.
Is not. Superman is Kryptonian.
Well, he's still a man. He got man in his name.
See, I'm done. So yeah, so my problem was it kind of built Superman up to be the biggest, baddest, strongest. And don't get it twisted. Like when I list my favorite superheroes, it's like Storm and Superman, right? So he's like up top for me in terms of superheroes. But I think it did so in a way of downplaying Wonder Woman's and of undermining and downplaying Wonder Woman's strength and abilities.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the end, Wonder Woman defeated Steppenwolf, but only because of Superman.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think I had a real problem with that. It was never a sense of we together as a team can defeat Steppenwolf. It was we need Superman to defeat Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
I'm getting all my S's confused. And so I think ultimately that's what I had a problem with. It seemed less Justice League team-ish and more Superman. And then these people can help out where,
Superman and Destiny's Child.
Basically.
Superman was Beyonce.
Right.
And then see, here's always been my issue with Wonder Woman and her portrayal in the DC universe. They act like she's not a founding member of the Justice League. And I mean, there's another movie that we probably should watch about the man who created Wonder Woman and his two women, that Dr. Marston and the Wonder Women. We need to watch that. But
it's about polyamory and BDSM.
Yes, it is. And Wonder Woman came out of all of that. So I want to know why she ain't just chain them up, mugs up with the lasso and peeing on them. But that's another type of movie. That might not be something that the kids can watch. But anyway.
I don't think the kids can watch Marston or whatever the hell that movie's called.
That's what's wrong with children. They need it. Anyway, here's the thing about Wonder Woman, though. She's never gotten the coverage, or she's never gotten the play that the male superheroes get. Like, there was a time, and like you said, you're not a comic person, but there was actually a time in like the 60s or 70s when they took Wonder Woman's power away from her. Like, why would you do that? That's like the dumbest thing ever. Nobody ever takes Superman's power away. I mean, huh? Say what?
I feel like he's had his power taken away.
He's died. You're talking about in the movie Superman when he gave up his powers to be with Lois Lane, but that's the movie I'm talking about, the comic.
I'm saying.
Here we go. and look how long it took for Wonder Woman to actually get a movie. I mean, now don't get me wrong.
I have a problem with.
I love the 70s Linda Carter Wonder Woman series. I have it on DVD. Watched it like so much before I went to see the Wonder Woman movie, which I was a little disappointed in as well, because she was real naive. But it's like, we'll talk about that on another video. But but I just, Wonder Woman to me is like, she's always undermined in the DC universe. And I don't like that, because Wonder Woman can actually kick Superman's ass. That's all I'm saying. Wonder Woman can fuck Superman up. And in some of the newer comics, they actually bump uglies. He dumped Lois Lane for Wonder Woman. I have that comic with them kissing on it somewhere.
I always feel like Superman should be with somebody strong, like Wonder Woman, anyway. And then Superman has a big weakness, so he's easy to take down. Get you some kryptonite.
Yeah. And that's another reason why Batman is the best, because he can take them all down.
Because he knows their weakness. In fact, that was an episode of the Justice League.
It's a movie.
Cartoon?
It's a movie. It's
not an episode, but it was a movie, yeah. Right? One of them Justice League movies where
he takes everybody. Where
he didn't mean to, but somebody got his plan. Yeah, because he had a plan on how to take everybody down.
Yeah.
And it got stolen. He was like, well, why did you do that? He was like, basically, because he ain't shit, so he got to have a plan B.
No, he said he did it because if anybody ever went rogue, somebody needed to be able to take him down. And Superman says, well, what happens if you go bad? And he said, then that's what the Justice League is for. And then the screen went to black. Bam! See, Batman knows that he can be taken down
Batman
by
ain't
them.
shit. Cause
Okay.
he's just a man. Hell, I could take his ass down if I wanted to. All I need is money to get a bulletproof vest. He's just a goddamn man. And especially
Whoa.
Ben, huh?
I would not let you take Batman down.
I got a 12 gauge
I would
shotgun.
have to go get a loan so I could get some stuff to help Batman, and then I'd be his Catwoman. You know what I'm saying?
See, I'm done. I'm done. But yeah, no. So I had a real problem with that, and I see where they tried to pump her up and show, no, I want, that she's leading the Justice League. But I really did have a problem with that. And like you said, it was really we need to bring Beyonce because there's no Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Right? And I think to be called the Justice League, you have to show that a team needed to do it and not, otherwise you should have just called it Superman and them bitches, right? So, and that's what it ended up being. I think it could have been better.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I didn't like the movie. I, unlike you, like the movie. But those are areas that I really had a problem with. I had a problem with seeing her ass cheeks. I had a problem with that the costumes devolved instead of evolved, especially with women who are known to be highly, who are known to be warriors and highly smart because they're so well read. They study everything. And they have devolved after an incident where they saw their vulnerability. They just made themselves more vulnerable. It was literally the dumbest thing ever.
And another thing too, I didn't hate the movie, but I didn't love it. I wanted to love it. Another thing that I think the Justice League could have benefited from was maybe a couple of movies that would have given us more background on these new characters. Maybe we needed to see an Aquaman movie or a Flash movie.
I agree. I agree.
And dear DC, if you do another Batman movie, because I hear they're going to do The Batman, can you please not show Thomas and Martha Wayne getting killed again? Please.
I know, right?
I mean, we've seen that enough.
And literally, it can be explained in a literal sentence in the movie, like, oh, ever since I saw my kid, and you can leave it. We don't need to actually, they show it every fucking time, don't they?
I mean, Gotham, the cartoons, Batman Begins, Batman from 1989 with Michael Keaton. And Michael Keaton is really the best Batman, but now he's making that Marvel money, so we really not going to see him again.
Nope.
Come on back, Christian Bale. Come back.
Well, actually, listen. Ben Affleck started as Marvel, now he's DC. Ryan Reynolds pretty much stayed Marvel because Ryan Reynolds was Green Lantern. No, Ryan Reynolds was DC.
First, you know what happened?
To Marvel.
It's like you flop with one comic company and you go to the other one. Like, because Green Lantern was, now you said that Batman versus Superman was a steaming pile of shit. Green Lantern is the shit underneath that steaming pile.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
Batman versus Superman was way worse.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, yes, it was.
Green Lantern, no. Green Lantern was the worst thing I ever saw in my life, but he made up for it in Deadpool, though. Oh!
Green Lantern was just, no, nothing. To me, Batman versus Superman was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. That is literally the worst. Because I can watch anything else. That is, let me think. Yeah, that is literally the worst. But I'm happy with him at Marvel because you're right, Deadpool is off the chain.
It is not the worst. Now, in conclusion,
yeah,
we're gonna give our final thoughts on the movie. KD, take it away.
Yeah, I just said you go first.
No, KD, take it away. I started.
If you can't do the in conclusion and then throw me for a loop. So in conclusion, I actually liked Batman versus Superman.
You liked Cheris Batman versus Superman?
Shit, you got Lord.
I knew you was on drugs.
Oh shit! Let's try this again. In conclusion, I actually like the Justice League. I I can't speak from somebody who follows the comics, but as somebody who watches every comic film, I enjoyed it. It's an enjoyable film to watch. It's got your villains, it's got your action, it's got your comedic moments. It has darkness to it. It has lightness to it. It's a good balance. I did find it's got Jason Momoa in it. Hey, I did find some issues that we kind of talked about with Wonder Woman and her role and portrayal, and I think we just have a long, long, long way to go in terms of understanding the badassery of women and portraying them in such a way. But overall, I say go see it.
Well, I say in conclusion, go to a matinee, save a little bit of your coins. Um, it was an okay, and I mean lowercase o, lowercase k movie. Anything is better than Batman versus Superman. So if that's the
That is a low fucking bar.
if that's the line of demarcation, or if that's your bar, I mean, three men and a baby, it's better. But as someone who is just, I've loved the Justice League since forever, when they were super friends in the late 70s, early 80s. I just expected more. There was a lot of time put into this movie. I'm not expecting these movies to look like the Avengers, because they're two separate camps, and you can like both. You can, okay? I like the Avengers, and I like Thor Ragnarok, and I wanted to love this movie because I love Batman, but Ben Affleck just kills it for me. Don't really like his portrayal of Bruce Wayne or Batman. That gritty voice thing, it's annoying. I mean, Bruce Wayne doesn't talk to anybody, so nobody's gonna put it together. I mean, you dropping somebody off a fucking building, and you think they're really gonna realize, oh my god, that was Bruce Wayne in the bat suit? Can't nobody hear when they scared like that. So I would say definitely go to a matinee. If you're a single person and somebody wants to pay to take you to see the movie, go ahead and go with them. But don't ask no stupid questions, because there's always one comic book person that's sitting by you that's going to look at you or throw some popcorn at you. And the popcorn wasn't $14. I paid more for my popcorn than I did the movie. I probably would have dumped it on Jane. That's what I'm calling her. I don't know if her name was Jane, but I'm calling her Jane. And that's that. So these two broads at the movies are done.
All right. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye.